The news agencies and cameramen are complicit in this whole get down. After the Mount Rushmore was constructed, after they found out it was oil and gold, and they reneged on the treaties with the people, the people who are known as the Sioux Indians, those brothers and sisters had a monument constructed that's pointing right at Mount Rushmore. It's a gigantic statue of a native pointing at Mount Rushmore, like, get y'all ass out of here. But when you stand in front of a monument of white nationalists, and you are known white nationalists, and you got a whole crowd of white folks, what is that saying? But I forgot, all white people not racist, right? Shut the hell up. Enough of them are. Enough of them are. I quote the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Silence is complicit. I'm a paraphrase. You ain't speaking up, you up with it. So these are things that are going on throughout this nation, and people are just going along to get along because they understand. People, oh, I didn't know it was racism. Yeah, you didn't know it was black people here either then. So with that being said, I move into all this money that's being pledged and potentially given to our folks. This is where we really need to step up. Because when you look at this stuff, you realize that this money is being disseminated towards our community for social injustice and racial equality. I have a way for us to work, get some of that money, and get some money in your pocket too. It's a thing called the Innocence Project. The Innocence Project needs funding tremendously. When you got district attorneys like Hanrahan here in Chicago and others, we found out about 5 years ago, it was a cop who was beating brothers into submission and into confessions. Oh man, I would never do that. Yeah, try it. You'll do anything to stop motherfuckers whooping on your head. After a while, torture works. That's why they do it. But one of the cases, I'm bringing up 2 cases to let you know why we need to get that money pushed into criminal justice reform. Simply for 2 reasons, and 2 reasons only. The district attorneys and people in criminal justice world hate to rescind convictions. They got some like the blue wall of silence, the blue flu and all that. They don't want to overturn those convictions because they may have to try everything. And that means those prisons, those plantations. And I said that wrong on purpose. Those plantations they got for low wage labor, some of those will get shut down. Some of that money will stop flowing through. But all I gotta do is say, a young girl in 1931, age 14, was put to death for stealing 14 cents. She was convicted Monday, executed Wednesday. It's a brother who has been incarcerated in the state of South Carolina. His name is Ronnie Long, for 44 years. There's some people that's close to me, only 45 years old. 44 years Ronnie Long has been in jail for a rape that he did not commit. Our brother Ronnie Long, it is documented that a phone call to his girlfriend and his mother were made while this young lady was being raped. Fact number 1. Fact number 2, they found footprints, fingerprints, and DNA. None of them matched to brother Long. Fact number 3, the woman who was experienced this rape, she said the man had a black leather jacket on, and I dug my nails so far into the jacket that it bent my nails backwards, and I scratched up the jacket. They found brother Ronnie with a black leather jacket with no stripes on it. That's what the present district attorney said. He was found with a leather jacket. The governor, Roy Cooper. Governor Roy Cooper has the ability to let Ronnie go now. After serving 44 years in jail for rape, we got people serving less time for murder. And he out here tweeting Black Lives Matter. Roy Cooper. See, this is where that Black Lives Matter thing don't mean a goddamn thing to me, man. See, we need to be pushing towards Initiative 940 and get some of these brothers the fuck up out of jail, man. And see, this is what says Michael Jordan pledged $100 million, Nike pledged $40 million. All these people pledging all this money to criminal justice reform and social injustice. This is where a lot of that money need to go to. You got how many brothers in jail right now for nothing? For nothing. For being a brother. So while everybody talking about reform, you notice that ain't on TV. That's not on TV. Another young brother before that. That's the youngest person in the world, age 10. A young brother before that, age 14, is put in an electric chair. And when you are executing people, you incarcerating people, they can't get their lives back. Most important. But the brothers who have been in jail for 45, 50 years, 25, 30 years, 10, 5, 1 day, they can't get that time back. So this is what we need to start. Since y'all pledging this money, we need most of that money to go to the Innocence Project. And this is why I always tell y'all, we gotta do what we gotta do to maintain the lives that we have and the sanity that we have. Because that's crazy. A 14-year-old girl put to death. I mean, a 10-year-old girl. I'm sorry. 10-year-old girl put to death for 14 cents. Listen to that. A 10-year-old never got the chance to be in high school. She never got a chance to do anything for 14 cents during the Great Depression. So while everybody talking about taking down monuments, taking down flags, why don't we start working on all this money that these people done pledged to us, going to things like the Innocence Projects, damn the Urban League, damn the NAACP. There's several organizations that are fighting for innocent people. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, most of us have Netflix, most of us have a Fire Stick, if not, or Amazon Prime or some type of streaming service. Look up the 13. Watch it. The genius part about the 13 is this. They used a white guy who was incarcerated for nothing at all. Why I call that genius? Because contrary to popular belief, white people don't believe it unless it's happening there. And do I want the white guy to be locked up? But no, but it made it real to white people. I don't care about your family members that's white that are cool. Obviously, I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about your friends that are cool. Obviously, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the vast majority of white people in the United States of America who act as if things that are happening to the people in our community are not happening, that we are doing something to inflict this type of pain and tyranny upon us. Hey, Richard Pryor spoke about it. Eddie Murphy spoke about it. Richard Pryor spoke about it in the 70s. Eddie Murphy spoke about it in the 80s. I'm sure somebody spoke about it in the 90s, and Dave Chappelle talking about it in the 90s and the 2000s. Well, Chris Rock did the 90s, Dave Chappelle 9th century and decade. So it's an ongoing situation. It's easy to laugh at, but Big Illinois said this, I think 2 days ago. We were talking on the phone. People ain't gonna wake up until it happens to their family. And if you feel that way, or if you got an excuse for these incidents, I want you to take yourself emotionally back to the last funeral you went to a person you were close to. And then think about somebody else you're close to. And think about Greg Lloyd. And think about Philando Castile. And think about the other people. Think about your homeboy like my man Dana Ballard, who went to jail for 15, 20 years for a murder he did not commit. to the point where my friend Dana Ballard literally said this to me one day. He was like, B, man, about 5 years into that shit, I started questioning my damn self. Listen to that, man. Do you understand the psychological job that go on? That my main man, Dana Ballard, one of the best people I ever met in my life, went to the penitentiary for a murder he did not commit. Went in 89 and got out in the mid 2000s. So while we are shucking and jiving and BSing, we have to be aware of what's going on everywhere and at all times. For example, 18,000 tons. No, excuse me. 18 tons of human hair was confiscated by customs this week. Rap, what the hell is that? What? It got a lot to do with us. Everybody wears, all cultures wear extensions and weave. Sisters who wear extensions and weave, I need y'all to start either using synthetic hair or go to the natural look. I'm asking you this because of this. 18 tons of human hair was seized, and these by women who are in Asia and concentration camps forced to grow their hair and shave bald. That's a violation of their human rights. Concentration camp, you're familiar with that term from the Second World War. That means people are treated like animals, like sheep. And we're supporting that industry. And being a people whose ancestors were forced into bondage and forced into inhumane situations, we can no longer support an industry that is taking those type of extremes to harm humans. So we can't do that anymore, sisters. Y'all dope anyway, man. I mean, I drive around all day, man. And maybe I shouldn't be checking out to sisters like that, but man, it'd be out here killing the game, man. Murder, man. It's beautiful at all points, all shapes, sizes, and colors, man. So you really don't need those extensions and stuff like that to make you be dope as you are. But we definitely don't have the room to support an industry that's putting people in concentration camps and things of that nature, because that's just another version of slavery, another version of tyranny. And we can't support that. We can't support nothing that's putting other people in bondage. You know, freedom is a consistent battle. And it's, you know, to quote the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., tyranny anywhere is tyranny everywhere. And what we're going to have to do as a community is stop saying what somebody needs to do. I ask my brothers and my sisters and our allies to look at our past and ask, how did they do that? And then research it and then redo it. There is no reason for people that look like me and you to struggle the way we do. There is no reason for us not to have our own businesses. There's no reason for us to have the best schools possible. There's no reason that we can't create unity in our community. That's something else. Please stop parroting these things about we the only people that don't have unity, because that's a lie in itself. Unity does not mean you like everybody in your community. It really doesn't. Unity means you respect everybody in your community. And it starts with respecting the person that you see when you brush your teeth and comb your hair in the morning. See, when you like you, it really don't make a difference if I like you or not. And when you respect you, you won't disrespect anybody else, because you will feel like, yeah, I don't want you ain't gonna do that. I don't do that because I hear people say that all the time. I don't mess around like that because I don't want nobody doing that to me. Like me, and my man Big Illinois, and my man Big P, we crack mama jokes. We've been cracking mama jokes for more than 30 years. People, I don't play like that because I don't want you talking about my mama. Same thing works with the respect. Same thing works with respect. If you like you, you won't disrespect somebody else. Stop listening to